Love and light can heal anything. Now, these aren't just nice words that you can put on a postcard, but actual techniques that you can use to heal anything in your life. I'm Dr. Holda, a soul coach and a physician, and I'm going to show you the practical application of love and light, applications that I use on a daily basis with patients that I work with through coaching. So if you want to know how you can use some of these powerful tools in your own life, then stay tuned. Hello, my love. It's Dr. Holda again. I am humbled to be in the presence of the divine creator that you are, and so happy that you have found this video, because today I want to share with you two powerful tools that I use on a daily basis with patients that I work with through coaching, a journey towards inner healing so that you can truly heal your body, heal your life, and literally watch miracles happen around you. What is it that I mean when I say love and light? Now, I'm going to start with the obvious one, which is love. When I work with clients, I ask them to bring up the emotion that we're trying to heal. And we show it a lot of love and gratitude and acceptance. And this is the energy of love. Many of you have perhaps worked with psychotherapists who ask you to face the emotions rather than suppress them. And when you bring it up, they ask you to lean into the emotion and find a way to accept it and thus show it love. And this is healing with the love ray. Now, what does healing with light mean? Think of light as, light shines. When you bring light into darkness, what happens? You have better vision. You have more clarity. You know what's going on. Things that perhaps didn't make sense anymore now make sense. Confusion disappears. And so light simply means being able to bring perspective into pain so that you can have more clarity, so that you can see the bigger picture. Now, often I find that many people that work on inner struggles that they have and inner pain, that they use one or the other. A lot of the therapy approaches focus solely on the light, so really bringing perspective and helping you see situations a little bit differently, or they just use the love aspect, imploring you to lean into the emotion, bring it up to the surface. And I think that using both is so much more effective and just gets to healing so much faster. So fast that I have seen just miraculous things happen within myself, my patients, and even loved ones after a single session. And so to demonstrate what I mean when I say the techniques of love and light, I'm going to use a simple example that I used recently with my own son. Even though my children have been very or learning the skills of inner healing and perspective and light and love, they're still human, they're still very young, and things still come up. So I'm going to use the example of my 11-year-old who was feeling sad one day and shared that he was trying to get my attention, and I was busy. I was basically responding to everyone else. I was taking care of his little sisters, and I had a guest over, so I was having that conversation. I was trying to get dinner ready and the table set and all of these things, and it seemed like every time he tried to get a word in with me, I was distracted and I wasn't putting my attention on him, and that made him sad. And so we applied the principle of light and love. So what does that look like? The first thing that I always start with is love, because it gives us the biggest relief, that exhalation of the pain. So I just asked him to sit quietly with me. Sometimes I have him close his eyes, but not always. Sometimes we are easily able to bring up the emotion again. And he felt the emotion. I asked him to locate the emotion for me in his body. And then I asked him to thank the emotion for ringing the alarm, for notifying him that something was wrong and that something was bothering him. And I asked him to also give the emotion a big hug, to give himself a hug, to accept it and know that this is what he is experiencing now, and that it is okay, and that it is part of his journey. And that gave him that sense of relief. I, of course, reminded him that I loved him. And we then moved into using the tool of light, which is, I gave him the example that in that same night, ironically, I was doing the exact same thing to his younger sister because I had a lot going on. And she didn't have the same experience. When I asked her what, how did she feel about the fact that I wasn't really answering her questions in a timely fashion, she said, I thought, wow, man, I feel so bad for mommy. She has so much going on. I wonder if I could help her with setting the table, because that's just how my daughter is, and she's 5. And I showed him, and I said to him, let's try one more opinion. Let's ask your dad how he felt about the fact that I probably treated him the same way, again, because I had a lot going on. And he said, yeah, there were some instances where I found that you were a little bit distracted and weren't giving me the full attention. And he just thought that I am always overfilling my plate with a lot of things. And so his thought was, oh, there she is again, just doing too much. And I said to him, look at how the same experience triggered different emotions in 3 different people, and yet the experience didn't change. And so your experience of it was one perspective. It is not the only truth. It was your truth of the moment, but it is not the absolute truth. And so those thoughts that are saying, well, mommy doesn't care about me, are not true. They can't be true. It was simply the perspective that you chose in the moment. And so can you choose a new perspective, one that honors the truth a little bit better, one that honors love, one that honors our relationship, and one that feels better? And he said, yes, I can. And I said, okay, what would if you could choose again, how would you choose? And he said, well, I could think, wow, mommy really went in over her head again today. Let me see how I can help her just manage everything. And then later on, I'll tell her that I really need to talk to her. And he started to smile. He started to feel so much better. He was laughing again. And I said, yeah, and you know that I'm always available. And you say, mommy, I want to talk privately. Mommy's always down for that. And he saw that sometimes our minds play these games, these tricks on us, and they don't tell us the truth. And that is not us. That is not our voice. It is often a voice that has stemmed from prior pain and hurt. And so the mind is making conclusions and deductions based on prior experiences. And so this is a good example where he may have had prior traumas that have forced him, or basically pushed his mind to deduct this specific conclusion that perhaps his sister or his dad did not have. And that's why using love in addition to light, in addition to perspective and clarity, is very important, because that love aspect, accepting the emotion, showing yourself love and grace, is what is going to help you heal all of the other trauma that you cannot see, the source of why the interpretation was the way that it was. So I hope that this was helpful in basically highlighting how both love and light can be used in every one of your moments today. And one exercise that you can start right away is to simply take note of moments where you're having an emotion that's not comfortable, or you're triggered, and simply practice this exercise of love and light. Sometimes especially the light portion takes a little bit of assistance so that you can get that different perspective. But sometimes we already sort of know what is closer to the truth, and just bringing that up to our consciousness is going to help a lot. So I hope that this was helpful on your journey in healing your inner world. And I will see you next time with more information that hopefully can transform your life. Sending you my most sincere and my warmest love and light. Take care.